Ooh.
All right, Quita. You already nodded. You already got your face on. So tell me how I was wrong. Tell
I
me.
wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say
I know
that.
you were, but I'm just letting you know that I know. It doesn't need to be said. I just know what the energy is. When she spoon and
Like a BB moment, which is like a beautiful black moment. Did we get any of those in this episode?
Black.
We have a chaotic vibe moment of the chaotic vibe moment. And you're watching Black by Reality.
Black by Baddies.
And those who love us.
Hello, you are watching and or listening to the Black by Reality podcast, a place for Black by baddies and those who love us. I am your host, Nicole Weaver, entertainment reporter, currently writing over at Collider and the main HBIC of this podcast. We are wrapping up our Love is Blind UK recap, and once again, I am joined by my co-host, Quita Tinsley. Hi, Quita.
Hey there.
I feel like for our intros, we just end up giving each other the eyes. We're like shy.
Hi.
Oh, Quita, we got these weddings.
We do. Is it just me or did it feel like they went by fast?
The weddings?
Yeah, I really like this season a lot because you're like, I'm lost in the sauce. Okay, I am. I'm really loving it. So I was like, wow, this feels over so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like with the US version, I felt like I'd be like clawing my way to the end of the wedding episodes. Like, oh my gosh, will this be done already?
Mm-hmm. I feel the same way, actually. But I will say there are so many couples who actually made it to the end this time that every time I watched the final 2 episodes twice, every time I was like, and there's more? Like, every time Demi and Ollie have their moment, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for Catherine and Freddie now. But instead you get Nicole and Benaya, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm disoriented. What's happening? There's just so many. And then Maria and Tom, I always forget about them, and then they jump out of nowhere, and I'm just like, there's so many couples.
I know
in this season, and therefore the weddings are like, this is kind of long because we're fitting like 4 weddings.
Maybe that's what it is. There's so many couples because the US, nobody's making it to the weddings anymore. We're getting like what, 3 or maybe 4 weddings?
Yeah, I mean, ADE and Clay's wedding was a movie.
It went on for so long. That's what it is. Thank you for it's the sheer number.
We'll talk about what we did or didn't see based on what these couples are saying days before the wedding, because I forget that the switch up from we're moving out to the apartments to the wedding can be wild.
Exactly.
But we're going to go in order of the episode. So our Gemini couple, Sabrina and Steven. Oh my gosh. Like, first of all, wasn't worried about them for a second.
No.
I love that we have so much green in here. She had blue bridesmaid dress. Look at this font. That's man.
I know. I was like,
why is he biting his lip like that?
Right? I'm like, not Steven. Not CrossFit, bro. Wow.
Steven, you're taken. You're taken. Stop it. So Sabrina's brother walked down the aisle. I said the brothers held it down this whole thing because multiple brothers were taking on that role. Steven wrote some very cute words. He said he wants to be the hug when she needs it. He talks about their daily check-ins. I'm like, this is a rigorous, they might be Geminis, but they have to have some Virgo or something, Capricorn, because they're having daily check-ins on their relationship. Okay? Nothing is getting through the cracks.
He's 5 a.m. or not 5 a.m. probably, but he's cold shower, right?
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, he has some rigor.
She said, "You got that."
Yeah.
She's like, I'm with you everywhere but there, because that's nuts. You know, I low key laughed when they announced that their names were Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because
Smith,
I'm
yeah.
like, we're joking, right?
I mean, the Smiths.
They're the Smiths and his
Yeah,
white coat.
I know.
Crossfitting. What are you training for, Mr. Smith?
I fight bad guys. I don't know.
I
He looks like he
don't
could be a
know.
superhero
He
though.
does. And I love that they kind of try to play it like Sabrina might say no, because they're just like, Sabrina, what's your decision? And she just looks, she just keeps
Right,
looking at the officiant, and then she
right,
finally is like, yeah, I do. And it's like,
right,
guys, we knew what this was. Don't even try
right.
it.
They are so happy with each other. Like, I
Mm,
love them as a couple.
I love
And
it.
then when they at towards the end when they're like oh, she's like, "Are you ready to see how the Irish party?" And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like no, the Smiths can
Mm,
party too." I was like, I wish I could have been at that wedding. It definitely
yeah.
went till 7 a.m. the next day. There were very drunk people.
Yes.
Wow. I know it was a good time though.
I know it was a good time. I just know it, and I love that for them. I mean, I think in the teaser for the reunion, did you see that, by the way?
I haven't seen it. I need to
Okay.
watch it.
They make it look like he's very serious, and I'm just like, I'm still not buying it. I think they're fine, but we'll
I
see.
Yeah. I highly doubt something has gone down to make them not want to be together.
It
No, what were we about to say?
I was gonna be shady for no reason, but I was like, if Colleen and Matt can get through the
Oh,
whole "we're not
child.
living together immediately," I have hope for these two.
Exactly. Exactly. And honestly, I feel like in the pod, she was saying that she was so open to moving to London. So
Mhm,
even if they do spend the majority of their time in London at the
mhm.
beginning, I think, it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it'll be fine.
Okay.
Whew, the next couple
Cool.
are Leo and Aquarius, Tom and Maria. I pretty much knew what Tom was gonna do.
Yeah.
Surprise to me, but what about you?
I was not surprised. I mean, I was a little surprised, but at the same time, I wasn't. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that like her paying for breakfast incident, he was just like, oh, you're really committed to this. Like,
Mhm.
you
He's
know,
like, "I thought this was a bit. You're committed to the bit?" And it's like,
like
the bit is her culture.
in her culture. It was like, oh, they are shady well, not shady, but it's like, the officiant is like
Mhm.
across, like love transcends across cultures, backgrounds, beliefs. And this man literally says no based on culture, background, beliefs. I was like, ooh, baby, love don't transcend that far. Like,
Not that
no,
far, not for some.
no.
So Tom said he was nervous last night. Not a good sign. Maria said that Tom is an amazing man. He doesn't even know it. That feels like to me when they had their conversations, Tom's talking about the very real like concerns that he
Mm,
has, and Maria's just like, you can do it. you can
yeah.
you can be the man that I want. I believe in you. And
Yes.
his Aquarius self is like, excuse me?
Right. Like, no, I don't think you're understanding me. I do not believe in this as a principle and a way of
Mhm,
life. And she's
mhm.
like, no, I promise, sweetie. Like, one day you'll see what I mean and you can be this man.
Exactly. It's like the man knows. He's older than everyone else in the cast. He knows. Like, you didn't get a young one that you can train.
Right. It's like you're the young one, babes, and you're not listening to him. And he
Mhm.
sees what this is about to be.
Mhm. Yeah, he saw it from the pods. Now, this couple, I said, because now it's the end of the first season of Love is Blind UK, and I saw some people talk about who's the Lauren and Cameron of Love is Blind UK. And at first I was like, I think this couple would have been if they worked out. But then I have another nomination later. But that was just a thought I had.
I feel like Nicole and Benaya would be more of like a Lauren and Cameron, but I also feel like there will never be another Lauren and Cameron because they were literally the first iteration of Love is Blind. So anything after it is not going to have that feel because we literally know what to expect.
True. Very true.
Yeah. Right.
Now, I think the very uncomfortable thing about the Maria and Tom of it all is like how into the family he got.
Yeah, and how welcoming her family was. But a part of me wonders if her family was being even more accommodating and like welcoming because his mother wasn't involved, you know?
I wonder, and a lot of people are speculating that. I don't really like I get it. It's natural to be like, why is this person not here and everything?
Yeah.
But I think then you go to the worst case scenario and saying like very hurtful things, just like the assumption is that his mom probably did not approve because of the difference in culture, but it's like we don't know that. And if it's not even an equation, putting that out, I think just puts a bad taste in my mouth. It's like, yeah, it's again when people on Love is Blind then doubt if someone's attracted to another person. It's like, is that true, or you're still taking everything about what society says about how a certain person look and then projecting that when that wasn't even the case and like at risk of being hurtful?
Right. And it's like with him being almost 40, I can assume that, you know, his mom could be anywhere from like 60 to 80, potentially 90 years old. And I'm like, at the end of the day, Love is Blind is a television show. And some people might not literally want to be a part of this television show. You know, I'm like, you know, it's a lot. And if you care a lot about something, is, you know, some people hold weddings as a very sacred thing, you know, and like, I'm like, there's a lot of reasons why a parent or any family member might not want to be a part of this. And it may not have anything to do with the partner that someone's chosen.
For sure. But yeah, he had a heart-to-heart with Maria's mama. Maria's mom being like, oh, just please respect her. He said, I'll make you proud. Like, what are we laying it on so thick for?
I guess also, but also it's like, what are you going to say that, you know, I guess, yeah, you don't have to lay it on so thick. You can just be like, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I will try.
I will try. Right.
I think that's it's the confidence. It's a loud confidence that you're going to get out of this or make it past this when you know what you're about to do. Well, all right. So he said that Tom says that she has been his support and she's beautiful inside out. Maria thanks him for being understanding, even if she's difficult. I didn't like that.
Yeah. And I was like, what does that mean? What have you been doing?
Right. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? And it very much sounds like she's already putting herself as like, I'm the difficult one in this relationship. When I will give credit to Tom that he's mostly just like, this is just different values. It's not her or me.
Right.
It's just we have different values.
Right. And like recognizing the very real reality, if both of you want to have children and you have such stark differences and values and what you would teach them, like each of their messages would cancel out the other parent.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's like it ain't nothing against her culture, her background. He's like, we just fundamentally think differently about this, which I'm like, we all should be thinking about. I'm like, that's important.
Very.
It's not just like love.
It's called Love is Blind, Quita. What do you mean?
I love it. You know, I'm a lover girl. However,
yes.
Fundamentally long term, this is not gonna work.
Correct. Yeah. So he says no, he needs time to see how things affect their day to day. He kisses her hand and says, "You look so beautiful." Then he walks away. I know that there was probably more happening up at that altar, but the editing was wild because he looks like "Mwah," and walk away. And then when we cut back to him, he's just walking in a green knoll. Like, what English fairy tale nightmare is this?
Oh my
Just
gosh.
a grassy knoll. This man, he says that he's concerned his son will be taught that he needs to pay for everything, and he wants his daughter to learn to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
Tom said it was harder saying no at the altar than yes, and Maria says that she's done, she's sad, but she's thankful for the experience. I
Mm-hmm.
think this tone, because we see this later where things don't go out the way that they expected, but the tone of still being thankful for the experience, and it's not like I'm traumatized, but they like
Right.
kind of have a good to my head of like, I have to say that this
Yeah.
might work, it just didn't work for me. It's like I actually truly believe most of these people when they're like,
Yeah.
I'm thankful for this even
Yeah.
though it didn't work out.
Right. I mean, it felt like a lot of them were pretty emotionally secure. Yeah. I think that to me, I feel like Love is Blind UK feels different
Yeah.
because of like the emotional maturity of a lot of these people. It just feels far different from like how the US version
Mhm.
often plays out, because yeah, when Maria said that, I truly believed her,
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
like,
But it could be different things. It could be, yeah, the people that they're picking, which I absolutely think we have seen the consequences of some bad picks on our show. But also, it's just like the production and editing, like what kind of story
mm,
that they're trying to tell. And I
yeah.
think now Love is Blind is going for like real shocking or like
Mm-hmm.
upsetting, like
Yeah.
hate watching where Love is Blind UK, I think, ended with hope still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, pandering to the culture of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you want to say about these two?
Nope. I mean, oh, it would the family stuff with Maria was so sad though. Like having these heart to hearts with her brother, with her mother, and then he says no. It's like, ooh, it's the right decision.
Yeah.
It doesn't negate any of this, but
Mm-hmm.
also like, oh,
Now, I for my second watch to prepare for today, I was on TikTok Live doing my notes, doing my slides. So please follow on there. But a big thing that was thinking while watching was, wow, if I was a person who got said no to, but my story plays out like it did with Maria, I would at least appreciate that I had those family moments, like her telling, because
mm,
what she said to her brother was not just, oh my gosh, dad's not here today. Thank you for walking me down.
right,
She's like, don't think I didn't notice how you have stepped up since dad died. And that's just the day to
right.
day and stuff. And their
Mhm.
siblings, they probably don't talk about like that, like when they don't need to. These are the
Right.
times you do. And even if she didn't get wed, she's looking bomb as hell. She has this great picture of her and her brother. Like,
Yeah.
that's a
Right.
win.
Right. I mean, clearly they don't talk about it that much because her brother literally was just like,
He was trying to shut that down.
he was.
He was like, of
Mhm,
course.
mhm, of course. Of course. Like,
I'm like, yo, men and feelings are so funny. They're like, ew, genuine.
literally, like, ew, stop it. It's like, nah, let it marinate in your heart. Sit with it.
They with it. You a good big brother, and the world knows it.
Or-
All right, these two.
Ooh.
All right, all right, Quita. You already nodded. You already got your face on. So tell me how I was wrong. Tell me.
I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say
I know
that.
you were, but I'm just letting you know that I know. It doesn't need to be said. I just know what the energy is.
This is such an air sign moment. You're like, first of all, I'm just gonna name, okay? And I'm
Yes.
like, I mean, I'm just happy it played out the way that it did. I'm
Yes.
really proud of my girl Demi. I'm so proud of her,
A queen. A queen.
Exactly.
Like, this girl knew what she had to do, because this is wild. Demi, she actually says at the girls' bachelorette, they go to the burlesque club, and she's telling her girls that, okay, we moved out of this apartment. I'm going to wait and see if he puts in the effort.
Yeah.
What does this man do? Ollie says that the time apart allowed him to think, as if this man wasn't thinking while they were in that freaking apartment, where the relationship fits into our old life. What the heck does that mean? Because the old life, you were single, and the
Right.
whole point of going on this show is that we're looking forward to a new life with another person, Ollie.
Yeah.
So
what are you talking about, sir? What are you talking about?
when did we start considering the old life? I actually hardly know anything about this man's old life. He has not talked about it.
No. I mean, Will, he said he was the clubs that Catherine mentioned. He said he goes there. He said I
Right.
frequent them a lot. So I'm like, so you be out in these streets with your boys. Is that what you're saying?
Where is his boys? First of all, Aaron's popping up all the time. He walked with this man.
He was in the pods, right?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, I was like, is this best man a man that he met in this
Weird.
experiment?
This is very weird. He has one friend that is his, that he was talking to at the bachelor party where Aaron also was. And then, yeah, like, he doesn't really have that many boys, which I'm like, Ollie, I know you have friends. Like, what's happening? Apparently, Aaron's his closest friend from the pod, which is good because we were pretty worried about him and Sam.
Right.
But it's like, it's getting more suspicious. His mom's not there, but his dad is.
Yeah.
They were twinning. It was cute. But it's like, what is happening? And yeah, even the warm, like, dinner that we had with friends, that was Demi's friends.
Yeah. Right, because did Demi meet anybody in his life? Did we see that?
So.
I don't think we saw that, right? We see them meet her friends and then meet her family.
Now, I heard someone say that Ollie was asked about this and he responded saying it just wasn't shown. But it's like, but Demi says that
she said, she did. She said she didn't meet his family until she said, I won't be meeting his family until the wedding.
So bad. So bad. Whew. Demi talks to her sister Chantel. Chantel is so gorgeous, by the way, like, gorgeous family. And she reveals that Ollie and her have not been speaking since they moved out a couple of days.
Right.
And I think this is a theory because of some language later, but I think Ollie asked for space.
Oh.
Because, yeah, she was like, she says she feels anxious. The past days made me feel anxious, but I was letting him process. So did he vocalize, hey, I need a few days to process things. Let's just show up at the altar and make our decisions then.
Right. Wow. I mean, he seemed pretty avoidant when the whole Catherine thing went down, so it wouldn't surprise me either way. If he just wasn't reaching out and communicating with her, and so she's like, cool, I'm gonna just give you space, or if he explicitly named wanting space, like, I wouldn't be surprised by either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Demi said that her head and her heart are going different ways.
Yeah.
Aaron is getting him ready, and Ollie says that he's nervous. And Ollie's dad comes in, says that he loves him, is proud of him. Ollie said, now this is the one funny time I showed it to Jordan. Ollie says that he's ready to strut down the aisle. He's ready before his hair grows out.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. So Demi's dad, just the biggest daddy's girl. Demi's dad is like, I'm not losing you. And I was like, no, you're not.
You're literally not, but
Yeah, so it's like, we know this, but I'm wondering at this point if she told him, or if she was still like, I'm gonna make the decision on the day.
Yeah.
Because this will be wild if he did say that, knowing what was gonna happen. Now, I like this officiant for this wedding because she says that she asked every single couple, what do you admire about each other? I'm like, I want that.
Right. It's so important, you know. Oh.
But the answers. Did you know anything about their answers?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So now Demi, she's like, I admire how funny you are. And this is something I'm also going to take for myself. His overthinking has made her patient.
Oh, yeah, I do.
A drag.
Truly.
he laughed at that. Now, I'm upset at Ollie's response because he said, oh, I'm so grateful for you. I would choose you 100 times over. But he doesn't say what he admires about her. It's a lot of listing of how she has done good for him.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, give me one trait about her, please.
No.
She had one simple question. What do you admire?
He's like, these are the ways she works to make my life better.
I like, admire. Just work it into a sentence, please. She gave you the word of the day, please.
Oh my God.
Couldn't do that. And it's editing. Truly, they pick
Yeah.
and choose any clip to give a reaction. But the clip that they had of Debbie's face after that, she did not look happy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Lord. I wonder if she was listening for that too. Now, in the end, they have to make their decision, and Demi says no. This man goes, what?
I was like, he a Leo for real, for real. He was like, what? Not choosing me, huh?
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah. Crazy work.
Sir, y'all were apart for like a few days and you just didn't reach out to her.
Couldn't call or text. What is with this? Like, this is exactly what was happening on Love Island USA. What do you mean you haven't called or texted your girlfriend and boyfriend?
Right. So it's like, and also it's like one of y'all have to do it. And I feel like Demi felt clear that if she didn't take action, he wouldn't either. Right. So it's like, what dynamic are you trying to set up that she will be the one always reaching out to contact you? And if she doesn't, then y'all literally will not speak. Like,
I hate that. They're literally in their 30s. That's teenage stuff.
yeah.
Oh, but like, this person didn't text me back in this amount of hours, so then I can't respond in this many hours. And
right.
who initiates the conversation? It's like tit for tat because everyone's very insecure and wants to know that they're equally into each other. And it's wild that he's still playing these games. So,
or he might not even be playing it. He literally just isn't it's like he's not recognizing that he too has to do labor in this relationship. Like, no, it's not just Demi doing all of this emotional work and labor to make y'all work. Like,
for sure. So we'll see. The reunion clip shows Ollie saying, "Well, I've seen a lot of things online, so I got something to say." And it's like, what is it going to be? Because I think the biggest thing people have said a lot online was mostly whether or not he's attracted to Demi. And I'm not interested in like that being litigated
Mhm.
on a stage. Please let it be
Mhm.
anything but that.
Right. And it's like his attraction to her doesn't matter as much as his actions
Hmm.
towards her. It's like he wasn't able to reassure her. He was avoidant
Yeah.
of pivotal conversations, was seeming not to want to engage with her when they took space. I'm like,
Yep.
there are many things to point to, and
Hmm.
it not have anything to do with the fact of like whether he likes the way Demi looks or not.
Yeah. There's so many deeper things. And it's like, it's so frustrating because it's like this couple could have worked. There
Yeah.
was literally, they click so much. They're a couple that's so much like friendship is
Mhm.
based on their romance, which is actually the most stabilizing thing you can have. Because if you're at least not having sex, I hope you can at least have a conversation and have fun with each
Right.
other. But it's like, I don't know what's holding him back. I'm frustrated, but whatever. I
Right.
release, release it until the next season of Love is Blind UK.
Right, right, yeah. It's like he's not there, and I'm like, honestly, as a tall, attractive man, he probably has not had to do a lot of work in relationships, and a lot of women probably haven't expected a lot from him, but it's like, that's not an excuse. At some point, we have to grow up and, like, learn how to show up within
Because
relationships.
Demi ain't no just any woman. That was
Right,
your fiance. That was
right,
someone you were seriously considering for marriage. So it's like,
right,
let's wake up. Let's wake up.
right.
Moving on to these two. Oh my gosh.
She got the body of a dancer.
Yo, I was like, before I was like, oh, we're not gonna get like a wedding song because like only Zach and Bliss have called out. But then the UK was like, we have the land of the immigrants here.
Right.
Our wedding song is gonna be this island jam. I love it. I love it so
I'm
much.
like, not Bobby's song. So of course I had to look up the video, of
Yes.
course. Because I was
I
like,
hope
well,
he has residuals.
he had like 100,000 views when I watched it last night. And I'm like, the numbers are probably going to keep running up.
He and this is the fun part about this. It's like, Love is Blind US. Nick and Vanessa were like, "Oh, don't get on here for fame." Da, 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 da. But it's like if one of your cast members is an artist, it's just part of them and it could be so easily woven through. These people
Right.
do not get paid enough to go through what they go through from their show. Give him his promo.
Exactly. Pay him for the copyright fee to play it on the show.
I love it.
And let's run up his YouTube.
He
Okay.
didn't have to do too much at all for this to pan out, and I love that for him. Now,
Right.
let's get into the leading up to this day. Jasmine and Bobby. First of all, Jasmine and Bobby, they are so cute, but because Jasmine has her insecurities, they be doing some high school stuff. Cause the way that they were out for their bachelor and bachelorette party, and Jasmine had to call up her man. It's supposed to be all cutesy wootsy, but low key, she like, is he
Right.
gonna pick up his phone? Like it would
It's
have been a fight.
right. Is he gonna pick up his phone and then I'm gonna mention strippers here and he better be honest and tell me what's happening over there? Because when I see the footage back, I'm gonna get on him if I see a stripper.
Yes.
Right? I'm like,
Yes.
Jasmine, girl, calm down. Bobby knows you are a prize. That man
Mm-hmm.
gonna love you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He seems so sweet. I mean,
Yeah.
Let me not say that. Men will disappoint you every day. But, I'm like, he seems to really love her.
I know, but she has her mom in her ear. It was cute. They don't have strippers, but they're at a burlesque thing. Whatever. Now, we're leading up to the day. Bobby has his cousins who come up for the wedding. First of all, look at Bobby's ears. He's so cute.
He's so cute. I just like want to pinch his cheeks.
I know. And so this is one complaint I have about this show is that we actually have so many different cultures in this cast.
Yeah.
And they don't try to take an ounce of a second to explain anything.
Any of it.
So, like, Bobby's cousins have these beads. One cousin's wearing it. He pulls beads out of his pocket. He's like, these were my cousins who drowned with his fiance, keeping him, that's his keepsake to bring him into the wedding day. And I'm just like, but I want to know what the beads are. Like, explain to me. I want to be in it. Like, I'm in it. I want to be in it more.
Right.
It's like we could learn so much.
Right. Because I would have loved to know more about Jasmine's background and culture, Bobby's family and culture. I feel like the only culture we really learn a lot about is Maria. Because it played such a big part of their story. But I'm like, I would love, because then I started to realize, I was like, I think Nicole's family is either from like the Caribbean or maybe West Africa. Yeah, like people's families, and Benaya's family's German. I'm like, people are from like very multicultural like this season.
Very, very true. So yeah, that's all I wish. Now, his mom's there as well, and his sister, and he thanks his mom for making him the man he is today. I'm like, why didn't we see Bobby's mom and sister meet Jasmine?
Right.
I don't know. They go where the drama is, and the drama was with her mama. Now, speaking of Jasmine and her mama, like, don't stress her out. Don't stress her out. Hi, baddies. It's Nicole here. We had to split this video into two parts, so if you want to hear about what we have to say about Jasmine's mom, the rest of Bobby's wedding, and the rest of these episodes, then please find part 2. I'll link it at the end of this video. Other than that, enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe.